Every day, about 30 women in the U.S. learn that they have cervical cancer. That's why I chose to get my daughter vaccinated.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated when her doctor and I agreed that the right time to protect her is now, because it's about prevention.
Gardasil is the only cervical cancer vaccine that helps protect against 4 types of HPV.
2 types that cause 70% of cervical cancer, and 2 more types that cause other HPV diseases.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated because the CDC recommends that girls her age get vaccinated.
Gardasil does not treat cervical cancer or other HPV diseases.
Gardasil may not fully protect everyone and does not prevent all kinds of cervical cancer.
So it's important to continue routine cervical cancer screenings.
I chose to get my daughter vaccinated because I want her to be one less woman affected by cervical cancer.
One less. Gardasil.
Ask your daughter's doctor about Gardasil.
So here's the deal. This one less woman, girl thing, it's completely off. Unless, of course, you meant to say one more girl deceived by big pharma companies who only care about making profit. So if that's what you meant, then yeah, you're probably right. It's the only cervical cancer vaccine that helps protect against 4 types of HPV. Mark, I think what you meant to say is that Gardasil is the only HPV vaccine that protects against 4 of over 100 types of HPV, 15 of which can be connected to the cancer of the cervix and other genital cancers. It protects against those that can sometimes cause cervical cancer if not identified and treated. So it's not really an anti-cancer vaccine then, is it? The CDC recommends that girls her age get vaccinated. Did you know that the CDC also tells you that in 90% of cases, the body's immune system clears HPV naturally within 2 years? And only half of the remaining 10% coincide with the development of cervical cancer? And while Merck and these ads try to scare you, cervical cancer is actually one of the most preventable and curable of all cancers, and is totally preventable through regular Pap tests and cervical cancer screenings. The doctor and I agreed that the right time to protect her is now. Did your doctor also tell you there have been no long-term studies done to see how long exactly the immunity will last? So your what? 10-year-old daughter is going to get a vaccine to prevent a sexually transmitted infection and cervical cancer that she won't even contract, if ever, until she becomes sexually active in at least 6 years? What if it doesn't work then? And it could put her at risk for serious adverse side effects, which Merck conveniently left out of this ad, by the way. So here's the rundown. As of July 2012, more than 23,000 events had been reported to the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. Between May 2009 and September 2011, there were reported 42 deaths, 894 reports of disability, 517 life-threatening events, 9,889 emergency room visits, 2,781 hospitalizations. So, since Merck left all of that out, maybe instead of wanting to be one less woman affected by cervical cancer, you should start thinking about being one less woman to be influenced by the tactics of a billion-dollar pharmaceutical company, one less woman to suffer severe, even life-threatening side effects, and one more woman to stand up, speak out, and create change.